Hi guys, welcome! In this video, we'll take a look at what we know so far regarding the Alberta patch update in the China beta test server. This includes a new city with farming maps, a new hero class, a new equipment system, and a lot more. Take note that this is based on the patch released in the China beta test server. Hence, everything is not yet final and is still subject to change, so take this information with a grain of salt. Alright, without further ado, let's begin. First up, after almost 2 years, we will finally have another city added to the game, and it is the port city of Alberta. Warm in winter and cool in summer, Alberta is a cheerful seaside town. It is a meeting place for sailors to enjoy, and it has a towering lighthouse to guide boats and ships. It is also the home to the Merchants Guild, so the city is a busy crafting and trading center. To travel to Alberta, you just need to enter the southeast portal from Pine Forest. From Alberta, you can travel to the new Turtle Island farming map, which is a small island covered in thick fog. Here you can find various turtle monsters of various elements, as well as a Turtle General MVP boss monster. This new city will also come with the new Wishes of Harbor main story quest that can be unlocked at base level 120, a new level 110 rift that drops Frontera ancient equipment and Turtle Island materials, and a new Turtle Mount system. Up next, we have the arrival of the much-awaited Hulkran hero class. To unlock the new Hulkran hero class, you need to reach the T4 Lightbringer job class and use a job change voucher in the hero class interface. He is classified as a tank-type hero that can craft buff alloys and change the refinement level of you and your enemy's equipment. I'll be talking about the detailed skills and build of Hulkran in another video, so stay tuned for that. Up next, we have the Shadow equipment system, which will bring back the use of the old synthesized equipment. The implementation of this new gear function will be divided into 4 phases so that the progress can be accomplished gradually by players. And for the first phase, only the Shadow equipment for offhand and garment slots will be opened, and the maximum stats that you can get is only up to 15%. Both synthesized and ancient equipment can become Shadow gears, but you cannot equip the same type of gears as main and Shadow equipment. It means that if you put an ancient equipment in your main equipment slot, you can only put a synthesized equipment in your Shadow equipment slot and vice versa. In addition, for a gear to become Shadow equipment, it should be infused with primary Shadow magic ores. Right now, this can only be obtained from the Shadow Secret Realm instance. We'll talk about the full details of the Shadow equipment system in another video, so stay tuned for that. Up next, a brand new 6-player weekly instance called Shadow Secret Realm will be opened, where you can get materials for upgrading the progress of your Shadow equipment. It has unique mechanics based on the team's elemental advantages and disadvantages. The map is divided into multiple areas based on the 10 element types. After clearing all monsters in an area, you can choose which area to go next based on the element your team has an advantage against. After passing through 5 element areas, you can proceed to the last area where a boss monster will appear based on the corresponding element. The boss has a special elemental shield mechanism that can be triggered as its HP decreases. During this time, an unbreakable shield will surround the MVP, and several elemental energy bodies will appear. The MVP will also trigger different elemental raging effects. Every time an elemental energy body is destroyed, it will cause a certain amount of damage to the MVP's shield. If the shield cannot be broken within the allotted time, the MVP will absorb the remaining elemental energy body and explode, dealing high elemental damage. After defeating the boss, you can get certain amount of primary Shadow magic ores, 2 for normal difficulty and 4 for elite difficulty. The first clear for each week will not consume combat time, but the succeeding tries will consume 60 minutes of combat time. You can get rewards up to 5 times per week. Before we continue on, I'd like to give special thanks to the sponsor of this video, Smile.One. Smile.One is an international game top-up center which has been in business for almost a decade. They have hundreds of partnerships with game developers including Ragnarok Mobile, so they can offer cheaper BCC and monthly premium versus in-game prices. Smile.One Top-Up is available in many countries across all servers, and there are various payment methods you can choose from. Here in the Philippines, I can pay easily via GCash, BPI, or 7-Eleven outlets and receive the BCC instantly. Please do check out Smile.One's pricing and payment methods using my exclusive link in the description box below. Up next, the Tier 5 for Offhand and Garment will be open, and it can be upgraded using the new materials obtained from farming monsters in Turtle Island or clearing the Turtle Island Rift. Notably, the synthesized equipment have special effects when upgraded to Tier 5, which I think will impact the strategies in PvP and GVG. As an example, the Tier 5 effect of Arcane Codex will grant 3 seconds of full-screen true vision when attacking with skills, and it has a cooldown of 60 seconds. However, for ancient equipment, the Tier 5 effect will only grant additional stats. We'll discuss the new Tier 5 effects of all synthesized and ancient offhand and garment in another video, so stay tuned for that. Up next, another major change coming in the next update is the implementation of Elemental Armor level system. This new mechanism will be applied in the new Shadow Secret Realm instance and with the new Hulkran hero class. Basically, the armor of monsters can have an elemental level of 1 to 4, and the level can reduce the elemental restraint coefficient in the damage calculation. An elemental armor level of less than 2 will reduce the corresponding elemental restraint coefficient by 0.25. And when the elemental armor level is greater than 2, every level will reduce the corresponding elemental restraint coefficient by 0.125. As an example, if you use a water element attack against a monster with fire element armor level 3, the final elemental restraint coefficient will be 1.625. The wooden stake at home will have an adjustable elemental armor level so players can conduct appropriate damage tests. Up next, we have several adjustments to some instances. First, the instance interface has been completely overhauled for better viewing of information, such as the rewards that can be obtained and the stats and skills of boss monsters inside the instance. New buttons have been added for the catapult function for Endless Tower, and the opening of the exchange shop for instance tokens such as Brave Holy Emblem shop for Echoing Corridor and Rune coins for Thanatos Tower. Second, the 11th floor of Oracle Dungeon will be opened, wherein monsters will be more difficult to kill. Third, the 6-star difficulty of Chaotic Invasion will be opened, where you can defeat and get the drops of the following MVP and mini monsters. And fourth, when clearing Chaotic Invasion, all MVPs will drop at least one of the equipment that can be dropped with a random refinement level. Lastly, let's take a look at the various quality of life adjustments and optimizations. First, music CDs will no longer be dropped by monsters in the field and instances. You can now directly play any CD from the music box interface by paying 10,000 Zenny. Don't worry though, as existing CDs will not be affected and can still be used normally. Next, guild treasure chests can now be obtained from the Cat Steward NPC instead of tapping the gift icon on top of the monument. Next, enchantment crystallization can now be exchanged into random intermediate enchant coupons, which guarantee a level 2 and above enchantment for a particular part. And lastly, there will be additional ways of obtaining enchantment crystallization in the future, such as from clearing Echoing Corridor or by exchanging more gold coins. So those are all the information we know so far about the Alberta update of Ragnarok Mobile Eternal Love. I'm really looking forward to exploring this new city once it comes out in the official server. How about you guys? Which part of this episode are you most excited about? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, that's it for this video guys. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed watching this guide. If you're new here, I would love you to consider subscribing by hitting the red subscribe button down below. I would love to have you back. Thank you for watching and see you in our next episode.